What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have liked and sub, and let's get into this. So, the first time I ever heard about, they're making Green Lantern gay, I was like, which Green Lantern? Because there's a bunch of them throughout time and throughout the comics. And like Alan Scott, I'm like, the Golden Age? And like, no, Earth 2 Alan Scott, which no one cared about the Earth 2 line of comics. I wager they still don't. I was like, all right, but of course, that wasn't enough for them. And so then, like, following right on the heels of this, we got the actual Alan Scott, the classic Green Lantern from, Justice Society of America and things like that. So he was made gay, much to everyone pointing out that, like, bro, he was in the 40s, which is apparently why they did it, so they could have a whole storyline of a closeted Alan Scott in the 40s being controlled by the government while looking for sex on the docks or whatever. And this is the era of Tim Sheridan, who made a whole big deal about this and was very happy, much like a Russell T Davies is very happy to upset people with what he's doing. Tim Sheridan was very happy to upset people with the gayification of a beloved character that was married and had kids, and of course was just further used to be like, oh, he was closeted and his wife was a beard. And that all just brings us to present day, where industry insiders say gay Alan Scott, Green Lantern writer Tim Sheridan rage quit DC Comics. And of course, the sales for his latest Alan Scott, focused on being a gay repressed man in the 40s, shockingly are not doing well. Tim Sheridan is infamous for what he did to Alan Scott Green Lantern, turning the character into a raging homosexual who trolled docs for hookups with gigolos and having the Spectre falsely say God approves of the lifestyle. It resulted in one of the cringiest comic book DC Comics has ever produced. Now, industry rumors are that Sheridan will no longer work for DC Comics. The Alan Scott Green Lantern series from DC Comics received a lot of blowback after the author Tim Sheridan took to Twitter to demand that comic book fans buy the book to own the perceived bigots. Yeah, he made a whole campaign about every book is an own against a bigot. I imagine he thought the same people that are not watching Doctor Who are the people that were going to buy this book. It's almost like it's an overrepresented number in statistic. According to retailer sources, Fandom Pulse spoke with sales were not good, and DC Comics was lucky the book had a mini-series as opposed to a full run. Yesterday, Thinking Critical dropped a bombshell in his video. DC Comics have something huge planned for September. He began speculating about who would be taking over various titles at DC Comics, like Nightwing or Detective Comics, both of which are rumored to have creative team shakeups coming soon. Tim Sheridan was on that list, but he mentioned that Tim Sheridan has been rallying against DC Comics as of late and saying he would never work there again. And here's a lovely example of his gay romance set in 1936 with Alan Scott. Again, like all things with modern ideology, a revisionist history for the character. Allegedly, Tim Sheridan is unhappy with how DC Comics supposedly left him out to dry with the gay Alan Scott Green Lantern with very little support. I mean, the way he marketed it did not do himself any favors. Blaming the company for its poor reception, as you do. Why take responsibility for your own poor writing? Sure, blame the company, and sales rather than the fact that a beloved character was turned into a strange man who frequents male prostitutes in the book. A fan of Tim Sheridan on the left side of the political spectrum posted on X regarding the rumors as well, saying, I'm going to be really pissed if those rumors about DC treating Tim Sheridan like crap to the point of him leaving are true. I think he really found his stride. This is what I imagine they sound like, of course. And I'd love to see him do more with Alan and the JSA. Just make them all gay. DC Comics and Marvel are known for treating their creative talent poorly, and DC Comics in particular have been notorious for having a lack of editorial vision at the company in recent years, with multiple shakeups, reboots, and no consistent tone across the line, leading many fans to abandon the company. It's most fans, if you say DC, stands for dead company. But again, though, I don't think anyone wanted this from their Green Lantern. I'm sorry. It's never going going to be a mainstream thing. Doesn't mean we all have internalized homophobia or we want to fuck dudes. It just means we don't want your gay comic or your gay characters in every single thing and in every single mainstream. Doesn't mean we deny you exist. It's fine. Gay characters are fine, but the swapping of already established ones with decades of history. Hi, Tim Drake. Yeah, it's just never going to work. It's always going to piss people off. And yeah, that extends to Morph, by the way, in X-Men 97. It's like, yeah, you couldn't just have, fine, let him be gay. You had to make him gay for Wolverine. You couldn't just have them be friends. You had to increase the stereotype that every straight man thinks that if they have a gay friend, they'll immediately try to fuck them. Thanks, Bo, for increasing that stereotype. It would be no surprise to find that DC Comics gave Tim Sheridan a miniseries to virtue signal to the LGBTQIA plus purple-headed monster eater community and lobby, and then quietly buried it and ignored the creator afterwards. Tim Sheridan also has work at Netflix with, of course, with the Masters of the Universe reboot in animation, so it's unlikely he is desperate for work at the failing comic book company. Vanderpulse reached out to Tim Sheridan. Oh, I'm shocked he didn't respond to you, but reached out to Tim Sheridan for comment via contact on his website, but the contact no longer appears to be functioning. On his website, however, it says PR requests related specifically to DC Comics publishing. Please contact DC directly. Perhaps a further indication he's done with the company after Alan Scott Green Lantern. What do you think? Well, I think he never should have taken it to begin with. He should have seen that that was a trap and it was not done for any real progressive purpose. I'd argue that they never are, actually, at least not in the last decade, done for actual progressiveness, for actual benefit of said community they're pandering to. And in fact, it's only been a detriment. So got to start rejecting this type of pandering and asking for actual, real, fully developed characters. And if you want to force people to care about this shit, you have to do it with characters they care about. And I don't mean characters they cared about previously and swapped. I mean, you have to make new characters with their own agency that aren't just their gender or their sexuality or whatever the hell you're trying to get across. You have to be real, full characters that have the things you're trying to get across. And there's just no way to shortcut your way to it. There's no way to There's no way to shortcut it. There you go. If only there was a way to shortcut through that ending. Make sure to like, share, and sub. If you've done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. Well,
bye.